Welcome to Soul-Led Creative Women, the podcast for heart-centered creative women who are ready to reclaim their spark and live with deeper meaning, authenticity, and soul. So today I have Kneet with me. Kneet is a global independent artist whose work blends cultural expression with the power of voice. Drawing from lived experience, identity, and resilience, her music explores how voice becomes a source of inner strength and connection across cultures. She uses music to honour truth, reclaim voice, and create space for authenticity. So, welcome, Kneet.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So, let's just start with your story. Tell us a bit about your creative journey and how music has become so important to you.
Music has helped me in so many different ways, not just like happy or sad, but actually through it as well. It started for me when I was younger because I grew up in a very tight-knit Indian society where I had strict religious parents. So, doing music, especially back in that time, it was very difficult, especially for women to express themselves, let alone children. So by the time I hit that rebellious streak, excuse me, in my teenage years, I felt like, I something in music would touch me, and not being able to do it made me question it more.
Mhm.
So I started to write, and that's when I first felt like I could put my it wasn't the pain of like, some people really have a suffering like when they go through their childhood, but my type of suffering was different. It was, because of the strictness and the rules and this and
Mhm.
that. So that was my first taste of music was through, my rebellious streak. Then when I felt like I was able to do it, I started to pursue it further, even though it was looked down upon in my culture at that
Mhm.
time. I felt like I could be an example for my women and children that, hey, we can express ourselves through art, whether it's music, art, fashion. So started this group called Freedom of Expression.
Mhm.
And we could do art, music, and fashion together and had a lot of problems with the family, not agreeing with that. But I continued on. Then I came here to America to pursue it further while I was still doing my education. And things kind of it took a turn that I didn't expect. Life got in the way, where from fighting for women and children's rights, I became, the victim of domestic violence, coercive control, and it took years of my life. It took a lot out of me. It took me off track. I lost identity, my own self identity. And then fast forward to more recent times where I slowly learned to pick myself up
Mhm.
through, like that's where the strength came back in by surrounding myself with the right people, finding out who I am all over again. That's when I found my strength to write the song again. Me and my producer were talking, and he encouraged me to put it back into song like I used to. And that's how
Mhm.
that song Rise came about. And it literally tells the story of what happened to me when I came over here. So that was my way of reclaiming my voice back.
Yeah, so powerful, beautiful.
Thank
So when
you.
you sit down to create music, do you feel like you're expressing something or discovering something?
I think it's all part of the creative process because you discover, you create. I think it's like one and the same, like I'm putting something in there while I'm discovering these certain type of feelings, or even when
Mhm.
people listen to the song, they are discovering. So the creative process doesn't stop at me releasing the song. I think when people
Mhm.
hear it, there's still their own directive and how they align it with their life and
Mhm.
how they take the beauty out of the song.
Mhm.
That's the beauty of the creative process and the music and, yeah, I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So in, the work that I'm doing, like I often talk about how creativity reflects the relationship we have with ourselves, right? So both the highs and the lows, the setbacks and the growth. So where have you seen your life journey mirrored in your music?
Yes. So definitely since I'm just like starting off again and my music journey now is starting again, it's
Mhm.
taken a whole different life than the songs that I made back then, for
Mhm.
sure. Back then I didn't have this lived, life wisdom or maybe even the pain that I had to go through. So
Mm.
back then my music was more happy and fun.
Okay.
Whereas when I came out with Rise, it's like a whole different narrative. So
It's
it's
deep.
like yeah, it's totally different. And the thing that I love about this song Rise even more, if you can believe it, is that the music video, I was able to go back to the place where it first happened, where that
Mhm,
narrative
mhm,
created for me, where
mhm,
this whole started, where I started to lose my self identity. So going back there to
mm,
reclaim who I am and rewrite that story from what the truth is, that was such a
mm,
powerful moment for me.
And do you think
Yeah.
you would have been able to access that if, you know, you hadn't been trying to navigate it through music?
I think music definitely let me tap into a place I don't think I would have been able to touch that deep
Yeah,
because
okay.
right, like I feel like through the music I was able to heal myself in such a way. It was so deep. It was like you
Mm,
said, I was able to tap into that special part. And I
mm,
think everybody they have special something that for me is music. For
mm.
somebody else it could be something else.
Yeah.
But I truly believe everybody can find that healing point within themselves. And once you touch that point, it gives you that strength back. I know
Mm,
I 100% believe you can always find that strength in you.
mm. So, what do you think needed to happen within you and your creative process for your music to really feel authentic and true?
Like, I believe that everything happens for a reason.
Mhm.
So I think if I didn't go through what I went through the
Mhm.
last decade, I would have never had the song Rise.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? I would have never became who I am today in
Mhm.
order to be able to put that pain in that story. It gave me my story.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
made who I am today. Because 10 years ago, I wasn't this person. You know,
Mm,
100% for sure. I got the type of strength I never thought I would have. You know, when they say
mm,
God doesn't give you something you can't handle, I do believe that. I'm very spiritual. I
mm,
feel all of that was bestowed upon me so that I learned to be resilient for maybe other people that are not able to be.
mm,
I could be the symbol of strength. I could be the voice of advocacy for children, like as like, you know, you mentioned my petition before. You know, like if I felt like I'm helpless to help my own kid, how else can I do it? So I felt like at least this other way my voice could be heard somehow. You
yeah.
know, yeah, I feel I need to keep on the focus on the right direction.
Yeah. And almost like, even though, you know, there's painful elements and, you know, obviously some sort of trauma and some, you know, difficult life experiences, it's almost like that actually feeds the creative inspiration to create the music, right? So that's so beautiful and powerful. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do because I feel like, you know, as the pain feeds the creative process, everything else also feeds different parts of the creative process.
Yeah.
Like I do have my second single that is more like a Punjabi tune. So
Okay.
it's like a happy, lovey song. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think like different things in your life gives different meaning to your creative process.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's so good. And do you, you know, like, do you feel surprised through creating your music? You know, like you get unexpected things coming up that you didn't consciously know that you were sort of carrying or holding on to or still processing?
Yes, I think that I'm learning a lot as I go. For one thing, I'm learning about myself more and more every day. I don't think I'm done discovering who I am.
Yeah.
And the music just helps enhance me, you know, like who I am even
Yeah.
more. But I don't think that journey is even in the midway yet. I think I'm just
It's the life journey, right? It's
that's
a
it.
lifelong journey. Yeah.
There's no stop.
Yeah, that's so cool, isn't it? It's like it's limitless in that way and so
Yeah.
expansive. So that's a beautiful way to, you know, view your creative journey, I think. So yeah, beautiful. So you speak about identity and culture in your work, and you sort of touched on it before in terms of your childhood and the strict upbringing. So how do you feel like music has really helped you connect to that culture and own your identity in a deeper, more empowering way?
So I think that's how I think I kind of did it with the second single, where I
Okay.
did it more Punjabi style,
Yeah.
almost
Okay.
like catering to my people, almost like
Okay. Or celebrating your
that.
roots, yeah?
That but then I have a song that's like Bangkok to New York, so catering to my
Okay.
Thai people, you know. It's
Okay.
just fun, like blending. I think that people now are more open. to like, women doing like art. Because I know it's different now back home in Thailand than it was when I left like a long time ago. So
Okay.
I've seen like women in the arts field nowadays, which is so beautiful to see. Yeah.
That's beautiful, isn't it? We're evolving, aren't we? So creativity and art, are part of that, and how we're more accepting of each other in lots of ways, and also in art. So yeah, that's really powerful. Um, so why do you believe then that honoring our creativity is so powerful for healing and empowerment? What is it about creativity and the creative journey?
So I think creativity and discovering yourself goes hand in hand.
Hmm.
Because I think in order to touch your creative side, you have to be vulnerable with yourself. You have to open up to yourself and allow yourself
Yeah.
to, like, for example, like for me personally speaking, the lyrics and the music and the beat, right? So I can't resist that. I have to get internal. I have to allow myself to get to know myself on that level in order for me to get to that creativity.
Yeah.
So I think knowing oneself and creativity definitely goes hand in hand.
And it's an honesty, don't you think? Being
Yeah.
honest with yourself. Because sometimes we know deep down that something's not right, or we're sort of, betraying ourselves. But actually, then being honest with that is like the missing piece, isn't it?
Yes, I think you put it perfectly. It's
Mm,
actually like being that in sync with yourself, that you're that honest with yourself. You're
yeah.
right. I think
Yeah.
exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, do you believe that you sort of did mention it before, but do you believe that creative flow helps us connect to something bigger and, a connection to spirit, the divine, God, whatever your belief system is? Do you believe that creative flow helps us get there?
I love that question. Because yeah, I do. Because if you notice in no matter what religion, because I personally believe all religion, leads to the same God, like because there's
Yeah.
only one God. So I think that if you notice in every religion there's music, right? Like in
Hmm.
my Sikh, I'm Sikh. So there we play music in our
Hmm.
Gurdwara, in
Hmm.
Christianity, in any religion. So
Hmm.
I think that music is about vibrations, right? It's about
Mm,
chant. It's about because like in Sikhism also like we do the chant, right? And I think that that vibration is really what it's all about. But
mm,
at the end of the day, yeah, I think that's how music heals or it's the vibration when you put yourself into that tone, into that tone to that vibration of the universe, I think, then that's
mm.
where you find your peace, and I guess everybody's tone is not the same.
Yeah, okay. That's really powerful.
I also went to Christian school my like almost my whole
Mm,
life. And in the church, you can still feel the energy from the choir, you know.
mm.
Doesn't matter if you're sitting in the Gurdwara or in a church, that vibration is still the same for me personally.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, when it comes to that, I think it's universal. As I think you've heard, they say music is universal, but
Mm,
really is vibrations that is actually in tune with the universe. That's universal.
and that's probably why it's so powerful. I mean, I'm not really into the volume aspect of it, but when you go and see music live, it's got a different energy to when you listen to it like recorded,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
get to see a person exuberate that energy along with just the sound itself,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Yeah, feel like it in real time. Yeah, so good.
Like,
And I
it's
think I
so
saw an Instagram post where you had your music featured in Times Square. That must have been a very energetic experience as well, because Times Square itself is energetic, right? It's got such a big
yeah.
energy. And then to see that and have that playing out would be amazing.
It was super exciting. Like, I'm very grateful. I hope that that's a beginning to something good because once I feel that my journey for music is to lead me to something greater, which is advocating, for mental abuse, for psychological abuse, and all that to be recognized in the court system. And definitely
Mm,
to empower people, to be strong and not to give up on themselves. So, seeing that for me, it was the beginning of a journey that I
yeah.
want to so it was definitely a blessing,
Yeah.
I thank God. Yeah.
And that's your overarching theme, right? So your music is kind of an expression of you reclaiming your voice and guiding, other people through that power and that energy. But then also, your other work in terms of this more advocacy stuff, supporting other people is really also about them reclaiming their voice, right? And helping them speak up and be heard. So
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yes, as for me, two is the same. I'm putting
Yeah.
them together.
Yeah, it's the same theme. It's like must be a huge clue and make you feel so empowered, as part of your purpose and your contribution that you can make here. So yeah, it's so powerful.
Thank you so much. I hope everybody feels that energy too when they listen to the song, when they watch
Yeah.
the video, they see my journey, that no matter if somebody tried to erase your identity, the
Yeah.
minute you find yourself again, you
Yeah.
can definitely climb back up and do it again. I've been
Mm, yeah. And,
yeah.
bigger, better, different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the best version of yourself or
Yeah.
the better version. Yes.
Yeah. Or the growth version of yourself, we're
Yeah. This
constantly
is still
growing.
gonna keep growing. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So, for all the women out there who are curious about using creativity to honor their truth and reclaim their voice, what powerful message or question would you like to leave them with today?
Like I said earlier, that I want them to constantly believe in themselves. Never
Mhm.
let anybody dictate who you are or even try to question who you are. You need to look internally and believe that you can do it. And if there's something that you feel, that's your creative. If you feel something in your gut, that's your creative side, probably pushing you to do something. And
Mm,
believe, don't let somebody else tell you who you are. That's very, very important.
mm. So
Yeah.
powerful, beautiful. So, how can people get to know you better, Neat, and get a real feel for your music and the work that you were doing?
So on my social media is Kneet Music,
Mhm.
Kneet Music, and for Spotify and Apple Music and all, just my name, Neat. And my music will be on there, the interviews and new videos.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming and chatting with me today. I love your energy. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Sawadee ka, sat shri akal ji.
Hey, Sam here. Thanks for listening to the end. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to invite you to watch my free masterclass, 3 Shifts Your Soul is Craving, that will transform your art and your life. Inside, I'll share some of the most important lessons creativity has taught me about self-trust, personal growth, and living in alignment with what matters most, and how your own creative practice can become a powerful pathway for transformation. You can watch the free masterclass at samhorton.co/masterclass. Until next time, keep listening to the creative whispers within. They may be guiding you somewhere more beautiful than you can yet imagine. Take care.